So, so let's discuss one of the few methods by which we can access our AWS EC2 instance. So, very first method is to simply use an SSH client. So, but the thing which we have to keep in mind is that the key which Amazon gives us, the AWS generates for the EC2 instance, is in the .pem extension. But the Putty generator or any SSH client, it doesn't understand the PEM key. So for that, we just have to convert from PEM to PPK. So you just have to open this Putty key generator. It's a external binary which comes along the Putty the Putty executable. And when you open it, you will get a couple of buttons here. You just have to load your key. So you just have to change it from all files, and here you will get our AWS tutorial PEM key. Just open it. It will give you a prompt that successfully imported the foreign key. Now you have the key inside the generator. Now what you have to do is you have to save it as a private key. So you can see in the background that there is an external file created, AWS new PPK, which will be used by the SSH client to get connected with our EC2 instance. Guys, so you just saw that we created the PPK file now from the PEM key. Now it's time to see that how do we connect it from any SSH client. So this is the Putty software executable using which we'll be connecting to our AWS machine. So here you are seeing that it's asking for the host name. So host name is that when you go to your uh, uh, instance. So there inside the instance, you will be seeing this public IP address. So you just have to copy this public IP, and once you copy this public IP and get back to your as Putty client and just paste it inside this home IP address, host name or IP address. Then you have to go inside this SSH, expand this option and select the auth or the authentication, and it will ask for the private key which we just generated using the partition. Just browse it and select the AWS new PPK, and when you hit open, so this kind of interface will be open, and it will be asking for a username login as we have used Ubuntu 18.04, then we'll be continue with Ubuntu, and once we click Ubuntu, it will start authenticating, and yep, we are inside our instance. So it says Ubuntu IP, and it's showing us our private IP or the not the public one. So though we are connected using the public IP, but it shows us that you are currently inside the instance. Now there are several commands to know that how your instance is running, but before that we'll just try to import the dependencies and check that whether our Ubuntu machine is running fine or not. So we will run certain commands like sudo apt-get update, and yep, so disable to run this. Yes, we'll just clear it and sudo apt-get upgrade, and we'll hit yes and done. You see, it's working like a charm. You are having a custom OS running on EC2, and you can access it, you can install your dependencies, and you can do whatever you want to. You can execute this, you can write a script and run a script which takes arguments and then access your EC2. So there are plenty of operations that you can do. This is just a gateway to the EC2, and we'll just wait for this process to get completed. Yep, it's done. So it's completed. Yeah. Now, So we want to know that. So we are currently inside our EC2 instance, and it's as you see, it's running on a 1.2. And so this is a way you can easily connect. And now you can also create a file or uh, touch sample dot txt creates and nano sample dot txt. Yes, hi, this is a sample file, and with X it says yes, and I want to keep it. So see, I've created. When you do ls, you will able to see the sample text, and when you say nano sample text, and here you can see. So we can do all the operations. This was just a basic one. So this is one way you can connect with your EC2, and another way of your connecting with the EC2 using your SSH. We'll be looking next. Now it's time to see that how do we connect using any terminal using the SSH command. So for that, it's a very straightforward procedure. What you have to do is you have to open a terminal from a folder where you have kept your PEM key. So one thing to keep in mind is unlike the SSH clients, we are not going to use PPK key here, because when we are directly connecting to our EC2 instance using our terminal, then it accepts the PEM key which we initially downloaded from EC2 page. So what you have to do is first you have to give the public permission. So for that, what you have to do is you just have to write this command chmod 400 and name of the PEM key. So now, in order to connect using the SSH terminal, there is a very simple step and also explained by EC2. You have to go to your dashboard. So here is a dashboard. You just have to select this instance, whichever is running, and you have to hit this button connect. So once you connect this, you will be getting a whole list of options. How do you connect using your SSH client? So at last, you can see this command SSH PEM key and everything. So automatically takes everything, and so yeah, in place of this, you have to provide the original PEM key. So I am already operating from the folder AWS where this is present, so it will automatically be taking this PEM key. But if you are operating from some other folder and your terminal is not linked with the folder, then make sure you copy the path to that file. And when I'll click on this, and I just wait for it to get connect. So bingo. So it is connected. So you can see usage. It says 15.45 GB available, 7.4% is used, and it gives us everything about our system, that it's running on 1 to 18.04. What we initially selected. This is our IP, and this is our space, 16 GB SSD, and so every detail you can get. And so now if we see, so we created a sample file when we are using the SSH client. So both the sessions are different, but still a file is present. So it says sample.txt. So this means that we have connected to our terminal to our EC2 instance successfully. And yep, this wraps up the video. And we have seen how to create instance. We have seen how to connect instance using SSH client, and we have also seen how to connect our instance using command line interface. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.